Good here.
Okay.
All right, hi everybody. We're here with head coach Tom Prez, Megan Courtney Lush, and Jenna Rosenthal. We'll start with an opening statement from coach. We can open it up with questions.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I thought it was a great volleyball match. You know, we've been struggling for the last 2 weeks to find our game a little bit, and I thought today in the positive note, we didn't came out with the win, but I thought our team kind of recover our essence, and hopefully this will help us build from now to the rest of the season. You know, our goal remains the same: try to be in those top 4 come May 11, and then hopefully everything starts from zero once playoffs start. But overall, I thought it was a well-played game on both sides. Sadly, we couldn't find a solution tonight for Betty, and I think that's where the game went their way. I thought we dominated the first 16 points of every set, and that 1/3 part of the set, that's where they made their run, and we couldn't find a solution. So overall, not happy with the result, but really hopeful and positive for what I saw from our group and the way we recover from our last 2 games that we didn't even show up. So that's that.
What do you think the difference in the third set was? Was it a different vibe? Did you guys change stuff up?
I think we were dominating like I said, the game, the first set, the second set, up to the point 16, we were up in both sets. So I think we were dominating. We just lost focus and concentration in that middle part of the set when they made their runs. I thought in the third set it was different. We kept that composure until the point 25, and that was the difference in that set. I think nothing changed for us. We started finding some solutions in the net in our attack, and that helped us finish that set. So, but overall, I thought the difference was we couldn't find a solution for Betty after point 15.
Jenna, what's it like when the opposite trying to slow down Betty?
Yeah, Betty does a phenomenal job of challenging hands. And so I know Coach was on me a lot, as well as some of my teammates, just making sure we consistently put up a simple, low pressed block, because she loves to see you and take advantage of you. Like, that's something she does really, really well. And so I think our major focus was setting up a really clean block, simple moves to allow our defense to play behind us. And it worked for, to a certain extent. And I think that just speaks to the game of volleyball and how the margins are so close, even in victory and defeat. Sometimes the ball bounces your way and sometimes it doesn't. And props to Betty for doing a really good job on that. And we only hope to get better on our end.
for either player. Just your thoughts on playing here in Omaha.
I mean, we're really excited to finally come to Omaha, more towards the back half of the season. Obviously, we've seen the wonderful things Omaha has done to come out and support the team. And obviously, the loss is disappointing, but we all are really excited for the sport and for the development of this league in general. And being able to come to Omaha and kind of experience that's cool. But we're going to make sure we take the win next time we come out here.
What do you think happened that third set? I mean, you jump out to 7-2 lead, but they trimmed it at one point a couple times. How were you able to respond?
Yeah, I think volleyball is a game of ups and downs, and the momentum shifts one way, the momentum shifts the other way. I think even in the second set, we were up 2 or 3, and then they came back, and then we were down 2 or 3. So we have discussed as a team how focused we need to be, especially like with a phenomenal server like Betty back there who leads the league in aces. Or Omaha's a great serving team, so they put pressure on you. And so it's not, we talk about, obviously reception is the first line, but how can if the press isn't perfect, we have a setter that can put us a good hittable ball, and then it's on the hitter too. So taking responsibility not only in as a passer, but how the whole 6 people on the court can take responsibility for each play. And I think at times we did that, and at times obviously they put pressure on us, and we weren't ready for it, or they mixed it up. And so I think it's just a testament to them, but also I think for us too, that we're grinding. We're not, we haven't found our full stride yet, but that's okay. And I think the best part about this entire match was that we didn't give up. And I think in the last couple of matches we had given up once we had a lead, and they took it away from us, and it was like, okay, game over. And we kind of just were waiting for them to get to 25. And I don't think we did that today.
Is that something you all talked about since the last match? And just having changing that mentality?
Yeah, I think it's tough because everyone has a reason for why they played bad or why they want to play good or whatever. And I think we focus a lot on ourselves, on our team, and know that the team across the net is obviously really good. The whole entire league is not undefeated. No team is undefeated. So we've beaten Omaha, we've beaten Atlanta, and they're ranked 1 and 2. So we know we can be there. But I think the best part about what we're working with is that if we can control our side and we manage our side, then what happens across the net is something that we can go up against, but not looking at the other side.
We know it's going to be close, and that's why the margins, comes down to 2. And so maybe it was 1 missed play earlier in the set, and it's always going to be like that in this league with such a high level of competition. So learning to control those small ones is important.
Coach, we see you have history with Nadia. We've seen her tonight. Where do you think she did well?
Yeah, I think Natty is a super experienced player. She's played a million years. I've seen her since she was 10 growing up. So it's always fun to watch her on the other side of the net. I think she's a great competitor. And today she prides herself on finding holes in our block, finding good matchups for her team. And I think she did that pretty well. I think we were trying to do the same with her, taking advantage of her matchup in block, and she did the same against us, pressing our block over our setters, over our small block, and giving the ball to the right person at the right moment. I love watching Natty. Natty is a Puerto Rican like me, and we're not so many, so we try to support and love each other wherever we go. So it's always fun and a pleasure to watch her. I think she had a phenomenal job for her team, and she's one of their main leaders other than the setter. So that team runs with her and with Sydney, so they have 2 great setters. Any given night, anybody can play. So that's a great trouble to have as you're a coach, so props to Natty, props to their team. They had an awesome game plan for us. I thought we had a good game plan and we fought hard. They're in the top of the table for a reason. So we're going to use this to continue to grow, to continue to get better, and hopefully next time out we have a better result. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And it's great, by the way, to be in Omaha.
Off the record, I hate playing in Nebraska.
She hates playing in Nebraska. It's fun.
I'm not exactly myself.
Thank you.
It's not like the grass. The fans are
over the Columbus Fury to move to 11-5 on the season. Joining us is Omaha head coach Laura Burkoon, along with Tanya Dela Cruz and Natalia Valentin Anderson. Betty tied her own franchise record with 26 kills. She also broke the hitting percentage record, hitting .585 with only 2 hitting errors on 41 swings. And Natalia Valentin Anderson, the new record holder for most assists in a single match with 57. We will open it up.
Thanks, Betty.
Smooth.
Coach, you made a couple of lineup changes from Tuesday. What motivated those and what happened as a result of those changes?
This team competes a lot, and we have made changes in the past, and the flow of the game in San Diego just felt a little off. And in our gym, we make changes just to change that energy. And so it was kind of a no-brainer for our staff. Gabby's obviously been playing well. Nazi hadn't played in the last couple matches, but we've just been on the road, and we've just been playing, not really training a lot. But it doesn't really phase. I don't think it phases the group, and we knew they'd be ready. So it was just a natural change in our gym to us, but it worked. And I think the energy and the chemistry that was out there tonight was awesome.
Betty, talk about tying your own franchise record with 26 kills tonight.
I just want to help my team to win, and I'm so happy for this. So thanks God. I did my job, and I didn't count the point. When they say that, I say, oh, yes, but I like to win, and I work hard for my team.
Had 26 kills a couple days ago, too. I mean, plus the plane flight from San Diego in the middle of that. I mean, how much is the physical pull does these type of matches take out of you?
I used to do that in national team. Sometimes some tournaments we have 4 or 5 games every day. So I think it's nothing new for me, but of course I'm tired. But I also prepare my mind for this.
I feel it was your kind of night. You got a couple of those kills in the first set. I mean, one was a bump pass, one was a set over. It was your kind of night where the ball was kind of dropping your way.
I think it's my experience. Like I work, like it's automatic. Like I don't think in the game to do some things because I used to do that.
Matthew, the Fury head coach, Anke, talked about your history a little bit. You guys friends, how do you feel playing, up against his team?
Oh, what did he say?
Remember watching when you were like 10 years old, I think?
Yeah, I mean, he was the Puerto Rican national team setter for a long time. And since I was little, I just watched him play on TV and all that. And then I became a member of the Puerto Rican national team and would just practice in the same area. So, I mean, the volleyball world is very small, especially in Puerto Rico. So everybody knows everybody. Then he became a coach, and yeah, I just know him for years.
Does it mean a little bit more to put on a good performance against a team of his and kind of?
I mean, I prepare the same way for every single match. It doesn't matter who's in the stands, who's a coach on the other side. Doesn't matter if I'm playing against friends or enemies. I don't know if I have enemies out there, but just in case, I'll mention it. But yeah, I prepare the same way. I think that gives you a sense of steadiness and where you play for yourself and for your teammates.
Coach, how were you able to turn things around in that 4th set and win the match?
We talk about the mix of our veterans and our young group that we have. They are driven. I mean, I think in the huddles, they give each other information, and they knew we didn't play well that 3rd set. So it was really on them. I mean, they locked back in. They knew we had to tighten up the focus and really just clean up on our side, the little things, and then just execute. So it's the group. I mean, as a team, whether they're on the court or on the bench, they can lock in together when they really put their minds to it.
What was it like to you to see Betty put away the kills both tonight and then what you saw from her on Tuesday?
I mean, this is a Betty I've known for 10 plus years. I played against Betty my whole career. Finally, I'm playing with her because I do not want her on the other side. And this is the Betty we all know, it's just the experience and just the calmness and composure she brings to our team. It's key, not to only win games, but for the ultimate goal, which is to win the championship. So it makes me super happy.
Nati, I know that you and Betty kind of share a special bond. You're both Spanish speakers. I've seen you switch languages on the court depending on who you're talking to. Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with speaking Spanish and how maybe that translates to some on the court chemistry?
It definitely helps. English is my second language, so Spanish comes naturally to me, and I can say a lot of things to Betty that I don't even know how to translate in English to my other teammates. So it's definitely a special bond on the court, on and off the court. We laugh a lot too.
But usually we are fighting.
It's true.
It's
It's
not
true.
talking like nice. Usually it's
Like today, she told me, "You're gonna massage my back when the game is over," in the middle of the game. I'm like, "Sorry, I'll put the ball tighter or whatever." But yeah, it's very special.
Coach, how glad are you to be through this stretch in 4 matches in the past 8 days, plus some road trip mixed in? How glad are you to be past that and kind of focus on the rest of the season?
It's awesome. I'm excited for them to have 3 days off, to be honest. They've earned it. I'm glad we ended this way. I think we learned a lot in San Diego. You always learn. But to finish here at home and execute the way that they fought, executed, made adjustments when we needed to, obviously it's good for us as a group, but now we can kind of get into a routine for the next 2 weeks, training, having a competition, and then it's going to be a grind again. So we're going to put this in our pocket. It's going to be experience because we're going to feel it again. So it's just learning from it and being better when we hit it again.
Do you think it's going to change having 9 days off after playing so often? Do you think you're going to be out of rhythm, or is it just going to go back to how you guys played tonight?
I would say no. The goal is to not be out of rhythm. We're just going to compete in our gym. That's the good thing about the team that we have. We'll compete every day, and hopefully be ready to go. We'll hit the road, head into Atlanta.
Coach, you got the commemorative T-shirt on. It was Heroes Night. Can you talk a little bit about the atmosphere here and kind of what that meant to the fans?
Yeah, I think it's always a special event, like any sporting event, when you get to honor the heroes and the people that take care of us every day. My dad was a police officer, and my grandfather served in the Army, all of those things. So I think it holds a special place for more people than probably talk about it. And it is. There's something special about that atmosphere and being able to honor people in that type of environment.
Questions?
I'm curious, Coach. You've got 2 of the best setters in the league. How do you balance who gets the court time? And is it a mix it up like you mix it up in practice? What goes into a little bit of that decision making, who to put on the court and keep on the court?
It is a challenge, and from the very start, I've done my best to try to talk to them both and communicate with them, because to keep them both locked in and engaged is huge for this team, because the competitiveness that we have in our gym is because of both of them. And it isn't a given. I wouldn't say we have one starter by any means, but if we're in a rhythm as a staff, we kind of stick with that. But there was no hesitation, like going back to Nati for this match. And that's what I always give props to them in front of the team and publicly, because that is a thankless job, and they are both leaders and they are both very different setters, but they both win and they make our team great. That's for sure.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.